Hey guys, I'm Kyle from SitePoint, and today I'm here with Mikey. Mikey's the former senior engineer at 99 Designs, and he's now the co-founder and CEO of a company called Inflex. Today, we're going to talk about hacking versus engineering.
Today we're talking about the two hats that the developer takes on. One hat that's engineering, one hat that's hacking. For me, the analogy I use is there's a river, you know. You don't build a bridge across a river until you know it's worth building to the other side. So an engineer would come in and build a bridge regardless. A hacker would get across the river first to ensure that it's okay. So a good software developer would take their rickety boat across the river, make sure that it is worth building said bridge, but on the way over the river they'll make sure that they'll survey. They'll be like, I'm going to put a pylon here, I'm going to put a pylon here. The span is going to be X meters long. Perhaps it's going to be a suspension bridge because it's windy. So when I do need to build my bridge, I know exactly what I'm doing. When I get to the other side, it's a nice island. It's got plenty of coconuts. It's got all the stuff. I'm going, I better build a bridge. People are going to want to come here. If you get over there and it's just shit, you're like, well, there's no point building a bridge here. I don't know. At least I didn't waste my time building a bridge to a crappy island. I came over and checked it out first. Take it or leave it. It's an interesting analogy.
That's awesome. What are the benefits of hacking?
What are the benefits of hacking? Getting shit done quickly. In my engineering side of my brain, it's like, that's bad. You're writing terrible code. Yeah, possibly you are. But you're getting something in front of users that's going to be tested, and again, it's when you're just going on a hunch.
What's the downside of hacking?
It's the downside of hacking. When your system when that legacy, that baggage, that quickly hacked together code stays in the system and becomes a broken window, or becomes technical baggage. So you have to know where it is, what it is, isolate it in some way that if it does become valuable to the business, turn it into a bridge. It's when you don't turn into a bridge, that's when you've got technical baggage, and that's when it's bad. That's a very big downside to hacking.
How can teams, like speaking product marketing and developers, how can they best work together to sort of understand when something should be replaced, when something should be hacked, when something should be engineered? Like as a developer, what's important information to know and sort of trust that you're doing it the right way?
That's a tough one. It's a blurred line, you know. It's obviously a business person could look at a product as its facade and go, it looks good, it's valuable, the stakeholders love it, you know, let's just keep it as it is and move on to the next project. But the development team can say, you know, this is something we've hacked out quickly to test an assumption, and you just want to leave it like that. You know, it's going to fall over in 2 weeks. Like this is just a facade. It's fragile. So finding that balance of, you know, I think for there is developers, in order for a developer to hack, they need to trust their product leader, their manager, whoever is in charge of the direction of the business. They need to trust that the engineer will be allowed to turn it into a bridge after this hacking session has happened. If that trust is broken, it's going to be very difficult to get an engineer to hack again. Because they're like, well, last time this happened, you just left this shitty structure and didn't let me turn it into a bridge, and now look at it. You know, people are still getting across, but it's falling apart. And that's it. That's trust from both sides.
Is it hard as an engineer to hack, like emotionally, to write bad code? Like, is that a thing to overcome?
Yeah, it is. It is. It depends. You know, sometimes it depends on your product focus. Sometimes it's kind of cool to go, hey, this has been put in front of people's eyes, and you're getting feedback, and you're solidifying your hunch or your idea, and you're going, oh yeah, this is now a fully baked product. For the most part, yeah. If you look back on hacky code, you know, a little part of your engineer brain kind of just goes, yeah, something along those lines anyway.
As a young developer, is it better to have the skills to engineer or better to have the skills to hack?
Definitely engineer. You should know how to build a bridge first, right? You should definitely know how to build a bridge and how to build a bridge well before you start to hack your way across these rivers, if that makes sense. Because if you're swimming across or you're going across or whatever it may be, and you've never done it before, you're not going to know where you're going to put your pylons. You don't know how, away, you got no visual, you can't visualize how the thing is going to come about if you haven't done it. So if you can engineer a very good solution, and then you know that when you're doing this, when you're proving out your hunch or proving out this theory, and you're making all these quick changes and whatnot, you're like, okay, cool. When I have to turn this into a fully fledged product, you're already in the back of your mind going, sweet, I'm going to use this particular pattern, this particular framework. I'm going to write these particular tests. This is all building up in the back of your mind, and then it's really just a process of just taking the product, which is now basically your the hack you've done is now your spec, if you will. This is what it needs to be, and then just converting that into a sustainable solution that won't fall over, hopefully.
In building a product,
Mm-hmm.
have you mostly gone towards engineering or towards hacking, and why?
Most of the hacking so far. I've thrown away, I think, four prototypes. Basically because there was no defined scope. There was no... I know this is going to sound weird. Didn't know what I was doing. The direction was very unclear. It was experimenting. Is this going to help in this particular situation? You create I'd hack out little Sinatra apps. Sinatra is it's a very bare bones Ruby framework, if you want to call it a framework, that you can spin up on Heroku. Hack out a little Sinatra app to do something. Put it into whatever you need to do. Test your assumptions. Yeah, it works. Doesn't work. Cool. Move on to the next one. So there's a lot of different prototypes that got thrown away until I kind of had a good idea of what I needed and built a Rails app. That initial version of the Rails app still is. It's now relatively engineered. It's still got a lot of hacks in it. Again, untested theories. But a lot of that baggage is getting cleaned out. I think the main reason it's getting cleaned out is looking to hire an engineer to come on, and the last thing I want to do is bestow shitty code onto him or her. So, and that's kind of a pride thing. I know where it is. It's kind of over here, this area. It's like this is Mikey's little hack area. This is the nice stuff. Slowly clean all that out and turn it into sustainable code. And then I suppose that'll continue. Scientific experiments, just quick little hacks. Once we prove out what it is, put it into the app. Even though it is still in the app, it's in its own little known area. That works well because it's just me doing it. What is difficult is over time, as a team gets bigger, that gets harder to do. When you got one person that knows that this part of the app is not very good, this part of the app is good, it's pretty easy because you're the only person there. When you got 5, 6, 7 developers, everyone needs to know that, and that's where it gets very difficult to continue down that line of hacking and engineering.
And to close off, tell us a bit about Influx, what it is, and sort of how you got the idea.
Okay. Influx is customer service as a service. The idea came out of my own necessity to try and find someone to support a plugin I wrote for WordPress. I couldn't find just a service that could take care of my technical customer service and just do it for me and do it well and do it in every time zone around the globe. I didn't really need a part-time person. So that came out of that. It's grown now to be quite interesting business. We have a global team of very talented customer service people that can do scalable customer service. So we can take on your volume from 5 to 10 emails a day, and we can scale it up to 2, 3, 4, 500 emails a day, if not more, and on elastic pricing model. The analog I use is it's effectively Amazon Web Services, but for customer service. Simple as that.
Awesome. And check it out at influx.com. Thanks for your time today, Mikey.
No worries at all. Thank you.